In the heart of Lagos, Nigeria, stood the most expensive, most flamboyant high school on the continent, Rosewood High International. This wasn't just a school, it was a kingdom. Every brick screamed wealth. The walls were carved from imported Italian marbles. The chandeliers in the school hallway glittered like real diamonds. Students were dropped off in bulletproof G-wagons, Rolls Royce, Phantoms, Bentleys, and sometimes even helicopters. Yes, you heard me, helicopters. This was where the children of billionaires, ministers, kings, actresses, and business moguls came to learn, gossip, and flaunt. Designers' uniforms tailored by Gucci, customized iPads with gold engravings. You didn't just walk the halls of Rosewood, you owned the air when you walked. But in this fairy tale world of money and beauty lived a girl who didn't fit in. Her name was Annabel Johnson, 19 years old, skinny, average height. Her complexion was soft caramel, but hidden under acne scars and sweat. Her tribal marks, two faint lines across her cheeks, made her unforgettable in the worst ways. Her hair, anyways, messy, packed in a rough, dry bun, glasses, thick and crooked. Her uniform, oh my goodness, the wrong shade, always faded. Her school shoes, on hand, always the one that one sole was always flapping. While other girls had stylists and makeup artists, Annabel had her mirror and a cracked top of Vaseline. But make no mistake, Annabel was a genius. She was the smartest girl in this entire school. She topped every exam, won every debate. She knew the chemical structure of anything before the teacher picked up the chalk. But in Rosewood, beauty was currency, and Annabel, she was poor. Poor in looks, poor in money, poor in popularity, invisible in fact. Her classmates mocked her. Annabel the Ape Ego screamed once, tossing a half-empty perfume bottle at her. Maybe if she baths in acid, the ugly will run. Gabriel, the school's football captain, laughed. He was tall, dark-skinned, with a sharp jawline, always dressed like a music video star. Girls worshipped him. The bullying never stopped. Sometimes they threw paper at her during tests. Sometimes they poured water into her locker. Someone put glue on her seat. And Annabel never fought back. She just endured. Because what? She believed one day someone would see her, really see her. Until that day came. It was after school. She had just been humiliated in front of her own crush, Emenike, the governor's son. Ego had made her read out loud during class, and everyone laughed at her pronunciations of Renzovios. Shaken, broken, Annabel ran behind the chemistry lab and sat by the school's old water tank, crying, ugly full-bodied sobs that hurt her ribs. And then the air changed. The sky turned golden. The wind slowed. The scent of fresh roses filled the air. She looked up. A woman was standing in front of her. Not just any woman. She was glowing, tall, slender, skin like polished glass, honey brown with gold highlights. Her eyes were ocean blue, glowing. Her lashes long and dark. Her lips pink and soft. Her dress was silver, sparkling, floating like smoke. Her hair was golden blonde, long to her waist, straight and flowing. "Who are you?" Annabel asked, whispered, wiping her eyes. The woman smiled. Her voice sounded like a song. "I'm Princess Elira, and I've been watching you." Annabel shook her head. "I don't know you." "But I know you," Elira said, kneeling beside her. "You cry every day. You wish to be loved, seen, desired, don't you?" Annabel nodded slowly, but afraid. Elira touched her cheek. You don't have to suffer anymore. I can help you become more. So much more. But you must come with me. Someone wants to meet you. Who? Elira's smile widened. The one who holds the key to beauty, power, and favor. Annabel stood up slowly. Her heart was racing. Was this real? Was she dreaming? But her feet moved, and as they walked into the garden hidden behind the school, she realized her life was about to change forever. Annabel followed Princess Elira like a dazed child chasing a dream. The garden behind the school, she had never seen it before. It was as if it appeared only for her. Roses the size of melons, glowing tulips that whispered secrets, and a marble path lit by floating candles. Elira didn't speak much. She just hummed a melody that made Annabel feel safe and strong. Finally, they stood before a small hut at the far end of the garden. Strange, it didn't match the wealth or design of the rosewood. The walls were covered in cowries, bones, old photos, and cracked mirrors. There were hanging bells that rang without wind. The door opened by itself. Inside, it was dark but not scary. Mystical. A single candle lighted the room. Incense floated in circles, and sitting at the center, on a carved stool made of black wood, was an old woman with silver dreadlocks. Her skin was dark chocolate, her eyes pure white with no pupils. Her lips were thin, and her voice, when she spoke, shook Annabel's bones. Sit down, Annabel. How do you know my name? She whispered. The prophetess chuckled. I knew your name before you were born. Annabel looked to Elira. Elira simply nodded. The prophetess pulled out a golden wooden box and placed it before her. Inside it was a small jar of white powder, small as silk. This, she said, is called Adun, the powder of favor. Apply it before dawn. Bet with this soap. She handed her a dark green bar wrapped in palm leaves. And use this perfume. When you wear it, everyone will see you. They will worship the ground you walk on. Annabel's heart thudded. Why me? Because your glory has been hidden. It is time to collect it back. Elira stepped forward. But you must never share your things with anyone. Not your powder, not your soap, not even your shoe. Keep them to yourself. It is not just beauty you gain. You'll be drawing the glory of others into yourself. Annabel didn't understand that last part, but she didn't care. For once in her life, someone wanted to help her. The prophetess handed her a red string. Wear this on your ankle. It seals your transformation. But the moment you take it off, everything reverses. Do you understand? Annabel nodded. She walked back through the garden with Elira, clutching her items. That night, in her small room, she followed every instruction. She bathed in silence, rubbed the powder on her face, wore the perfume, slept with the string on her ankle. The next morning, the world changed. Her mirror, she gasped, gone were the scars. Her skin, smooth, glowing, caramel honey. Her tribal marks vanished. Her lips, plump and pink. Her lashes, coiled and full. Her hair had become long, silky and dark brown. Her teeth, white as pearls. She had curves now, a model's waist, hips that made her school skirt tight. Her eyes filled with tears. Is this me? Na me be this? When she walked into Rosewood that morning, the school went silent. Girls paused. Even the security guard stammered. Who is that? Ego blinked. Gabriel dropped his phone. Jesus. Emenike, the boy who never looked her way, he walked up to her. Hi, I don't think we have met. Annabel smirked. We haven't. He smiled, holding out his hands. I am Emenike. I'm not interested, she whispered, walked away. She could feel their eyes burning her back. For once, she had control. But deep inside, something dark stirred. Word spread. There was a new queen at Rosewood. Her name? Nobody knew for sure. Some said she was the niece of the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Others said she was a Ghanaian royal who transferred from London. But Annabel played it cool. She wore luxury but never showed off. She was kind but distant. And yet the girls began to copy her. They begged her to borrow her skincare, her perfume, her powder. At first, she said no. But when yes, you heard me, Ego came begging, almost in tears. Annabel smiled. Sure, you can use it, just for one night. By morning, Ego looked drained, paled, her lips cracked. She fainted in the class. Annabel, she looked richer. It became a game. Girls competed to borrow her things, clothes, creams, even lip gloss. She let them, and every time they used her things, their glow faded, their favor vanished, and Annabel, she became irresistible. Men, not boys, started following her online. Senators, billionaires, even fathers of the same student that had been mocking her sent her gifts. She had 6 iPhones in different colors, her own driver, private chef, a mini suit built inside the school just for her. One day, she walked into school with bodyguards, black suit, earpiece, and a Rolls Royce parked outside. Girls called her Madam Glory. Boys called her Annabel the Untouchable. But power is a drug, and she was getting addicted. But not everyone was fooled. A quiet girl sitting in the back of the class watched Annabel closely. Her name was Chioma Onwuka. Small, dark-skinned, soft-spoken. Her hair always in 2 thick braids. Her face plain, but her eyes sharp. Knowing Chioma had dreams, real dreams, prophetic dreams for that matter. And every night, since Annabel's transformation, she had the same vision. Annabel standing on a throne made of girls' wigs, perfumes, shoes, and tears. And behind her, a shadow, a monster with no face, wearing the same red string. Chioma saw girls screaming, fainting, being buried. She knew something was wrong. She tried to warn Ego, but Ego was in the hospital already. She wrote a letter to the school counselor, but it vanished. So she decided to confront Annabel. One morning, she stood in front of Annabel's locker. Whatever you are using is not free, Chioma said. Annabel stared at her. Accuse me? You are stealing people's destinies, their favor. That's why they fall after touching your things. Annabel's smiles faded. You don't know what you are talking about. Chioma leaned in. But I do. I saw it. I saw you. I saw how it ends. For the first time, Annabel felt fear because Chioma was immune. She had borrowed her powder once and nothing happened. Why? Annabel had to find out before it was too late. That night, Elira returned, but she didn't smile. Why is there a disturbance in your favor? She asked. Annabel panicked. There is a girl called Chioma. She is different. Elira narrowed her eyes. Impossible. No one is immune. She is. I don't understand it. Elira circled her slowly. You've been greedy, taking too much, too fast. The prophetess warned you, and now the balance is shifting. Annabel's heart raised. I want to stop. Too late. You drank from the river of glory. You can't go back unless what? Elira's voice turned dark. unless you bring her to me. Chioma, yes, bring her or lose everything. Annabel closed her eyes. Could she betray the only girl who saw her truth? Or would she lose the fame, the power, the love? The clock has started ticking, and Chioma was still watching. The next day at Rosewood Academy was tense. Whispers followed Chioma everywhere. It wasn't just Annabel's fans anymore. It felt like the walls themselves were watching her. Even the air seemed heavier, thick with fear and jealousy. Annabel sat in her custom gold-trimmed seat at the school garden cafe hills. Her long brown hair was styled into loose Hollywood coils. Her caramel skin glowing in the sun. Boys from the senior class hovered around her like lost puppies. But her eyes stayed on Chioma. She had to choose. Give Chioma up to Elira or lose everything. Elira had appeared in her dreams again that night. This time, she wasn't smiling. Her beauty had faded slightly, her lips thinner, her cheekbones sharper, her voice impatient. You must do it before the next full moon, or all the glory you borrowed will return to its owners at once. Annabel knew what that meant. She crumbled publicly, shamefully. So she called Chioma. Let's talk, Chioma. They met behind the music building, alone. Her uniform skirt neat, socks pulled up, her dark braids were flashily woven, her skin glistered with coconut oil, yet she glowed. You finally called, Chioma said. I was wondering when you would stop pretending. Annabel looked down. I want to understand why you weren't affected. Everyone else, they lost everything. Chioma crossed her arms. I was warned. In a dream, I saw the powder, the prophetess, and even Elira. She is not a helper. She is a collector. Annabel's eyes widened. Chioma stepped closer. You are not evil, Annabel, but you are not free either. Annabel's voice cracked. Then help me. Please, I don't want this anymore, but I don't know how to stop. Chioma sighed. There is a way, but it will cost you. What? Everything. That night, Chioma led Annabel to the school's old church, abandoned for years, hidden behind overgrown trees. This is where Elira was first summoned. Chioma whispered, she is not human. She is a spirit of greed, vanity, and misplaced power. She feeds off girls like us, insecure, desperate, and broken. Annabel nodded, her throat tight. I will do anything, she said. Just make it stop. Chioma placed a white chalk circle on the floor, set a mirror in the center. Then she handed Annabel a black dress. Put this on. It's a covering, a rejection of the glamour she gave you. Annabel slipped it into her body. As the clock struck midnight, Chioma lighted 3 candles, then whispered words in a language Annabel didn't recognize. The mirror began to ripple like water, and then Elira appeared, not as a girl, but as a being of light and shadows. She hovered above the mirror, her voice echoing like a chorus. Traitor, she hissed. You gave your word. You used my gift. You feasted and now you spit on my name? Annabel fell to her knees. I didn't know. I was in pain. I just wanted to be loved. You were loved, Elira said. You were loved. Elira roared. By the girl who warned you, by the power within you. But I didn't want stolen love. Annabel screamed. I did not want stolen love. I want mine, just mine. Chioma tossed a handful of red sand into the circle. Elira shrieked. You dare challenge me, dreamer? I don't challenge, Chioma said calmly. I end it. With one final chant, the candle blew out. The mirror cracked and Elira vanished into smoke. Is it the end of the story? No, you will learn more shocking revelations. Please subscribe immediately and share. Comment. Let's see your opinion.